from PRX.
Friends beyond the binary, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, whether you like the musical State Fair or you're feeling somewhat fair, or you're in a state where you're like, I'd like a podcast to take my mind off stuff and put me to sleep. Welcome to Sleep With Me. It's a podcast that's here to do that, really. I'm here to be your friend in the deep, dark night, take your mind off stuff, tell you a story, and see if I can carry you off into dreamland. And this show is a bit different. The way it works is I send my voice. Oh, wait, no, this is the very beginning of the show. All right, whoops. Well, welcome. You'll kind of see how it works. It slowly unfolds to slowly carry you off into dreamland and help you wind down first. And what we got coming up is support, so that paying for the podcast is optional. Optional for the people that are new, optional for the people that listen from time to time, who aren't in a position or choose, don't want to support the show. It's that's what this support after this makes possible. That and the listeners who support the show back, but only if the podcast makes your life better on a regular basis. Then after the support is a long meandering intro meant to ease you into bedtime. And then after that will be a discussion of the Great New York State Fair. A preview. I don't know if there'll be a post view or a double preview yet. But yeah, that's what we got coming up. And I'm glad you're here. And if this show does make your life better on a regular basis, you find yourself listening night after night, episode after episode, or you fall asleep fast. You've listened for longer than a year, longer than 3 years, longer than 5 years. We really could use your help to keep the show going for you and everybody else. And here's the ways you can help the show back.
Taking care of your eyes shouldn't be a hassle. That's why Warby Parker is a one-stop shop for all your vision needs. Our prescription glasses and sunglasses are expertly crafted and unexpectedly affordable. Stop by a nearby store or use our app to virtually try on frames and get personalized recommendations. Did we mention we offer eye exams and take vision insurance too? For everything you need to see, head to your nearest Warby Parker store or visit warbyparker.com today. That's warbyparker.com.
All right, everybody, it's time to talk about the sponsor I'm sleeping in, and that's Helix Sleep. And oh boy, you've probably been listening to me the last couple of months. My new Helix is here, and I'm enjoying spending these darker, longer, colder nights in bed. I've been in my Helix loving every minute, even when I've been under the weather, or when I go to bed early, or when I wake up and I want to stay snuggled in bed. Those wonderful mornings where you stay cozy in bed, right? Where you already got a good night's sleep and you feel so comfortable and cozy, maybe because you got a mattress based on you and how you sleep, your feel preferences, your need preferences, because I'm loving every minute of my new Helix bed. It is so comfortable and so much of an upgrade from the mattress I was sleeping on, which wasn't terrible either, but it wasn't as cozy as the Helix. It didn't feel as comfortable or as supportive. It just felt like a regular mattress, not one that's based on me. I like to sleep cool. I sleep on my side. I sleep on my stomach. And I've developed a fondness for something a little bit firmer. And all I needed to do is go to helixsleep.com/sleep and take the Helix quiz. And I got matched with the Helix that fits my preferences, my sleep needs. It makes buying a mattress so easy. And my Helix came straight to my door, shipped free of charge. The Happy with Helix guarantee offers a risk-free, customer-first experience designed to ensure you're completely satisfied with your new mattress. Go to helixsleep.com/sleep for 20% off site-wide during their extended New Year sale. That's helixsleep.com/sleep for their extended New Year sale offer. 20% off site-wide. Make sure you enter our show name after checkout so they know we sent you. helixsleep.com/sleep. Thanks, everybody. Hey, everybody, this is Scoots here. Just a little reminder, if you're a super listener, you listen all night long, you fall asleep fast, and you're hearing this, you listen 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 nights a week, You've listened for longer than 6 months, longer than a year. We really do. It's either you or somebody else supporting the show for you if you're a super listener. That's the only way this podcast can be here for people that listen all the time. So if you're a super listener, consider that. Like, is it going to be you supporting the show in 2026? You'll be supporting it for you and lots of other super listeners and thousands and thousands and thousands of people that don't listen as much as you. They need the podcast because they're going through one of the toughest times in their life right now, or they're just listening while they're adjusting to something new, whether it be a new job or a new child or a new school or a new home. I want the podcast to be there for everybody that needs it, whether they only listen 4 times or they listen to 10 episodes a night, right? Yeah, you do. Yeah, I know. Or they fall asleep within 3 minutes of the show. I don't want to make a paid-only version of the podcast. And the way we're able to keep this podcast coming out is when those people that listen all the time support the show. So if you, this isn't, like, if you're a super listener, right? If you listen to more than one episode a night, it's going to be either you or somebody else supporting the show for you. I'm just trying to get through those people, not the people who can't afford to support the show, not the people who don't want to ever support the show, but the people who don't put it off, right? If you've been putting it off or saying somebody else will do it or it doesn't matter, your $7 a month, your $60 a year will change the future of the podcast. And that's why I keep coming out here and asking, and I will keep asking. It really comes down to the people that benefit the most from the show, supporting it back, paying for a free podcast so it can be free for everybody. That act of rebellion of saying, yes, this podcast has changed my life. It is me. It's not somebody else. I'm listening right now. I'm signing up right now. At sleepwithmepodcast.com/plus. At sleepwithmepodcast.com/plus. Thanks. Oh, Mystery Bard. A lot of people help out on the show. Who are they?
Chris Posty Poster Son sounds like an earful. Wrote the theme song. Edits episodes. Carl W. the Legend. Also edits episodes. Ashley, Kenny, Scotty, Jennifer. Runner. Eric and the team at Astound are on the website. I am the Mystery Bard. I do the lullabies, yeah. I do commissions at jonathanmann.net. I'll write a song for you. Any reason at all. You can tell me the story and I'll make it personal. You see the kindness shine straight on through when the listeners form their own Facebook group. Keith, Stacy, Sarah, Julie, and Jennifer. These are your moderators. Get support, dear Scooter, on Patreon. Buy the merch and support the sponsors. You can find anything you want at sleepwithmepodcast.com. And we're so proud that we could dance. Rusty Biscuit, Lois, Hannah like banana. Leah does the transcript.
Thanks, Mystery Bard. And hey, the thing I've been talking about lately is like there's ways to support the show beyond the sponsors and supporting the show directly. If you're an occasional listener, right? If you're a new listener or you can't afford to support the show, follow the show on your podcast app of choice. Make sure to like or comment if your app allows that, and say hi. Spread the word about the show in person when it comes up, or let people know about it. Go ahead right now. Follow the show on your podcast app right now. Then you get the latest episodes and stuff like that. Great. Yes, spread the word when you can, or sign up for. We're relaunching our referral program. It's going to be based with like live stream get-togethers every once in a while. We're going to make it more fun. You can sign up for that. Sleepwithmepodcast.com/refer. REFER. Thanks, and what do you say we get down with the show? Hey, are you up all night tossing, turning, mind racing? Trouble getting to sleep, trouble staying asleep? Well, welcome. This is Sleep With Me, the podcast that puts you to sleep. We do it with a bedtime story. All you need to do is get in bed, turn out the lights, and press play. I'm going to do the rest. What I'm going to attempt to do is create a safe place where you can set aside whatever's keeping you awake. That could be thoughts on your mind, things you're thinking about, thoughts about the past, the present, the future, thoughts always on my mind, always all around me, within me. Thoughts could be feelings, anything coming up for you emotionally related to those thoughts or feelings that are just there. feelings from the day that just passed, the years that just passed, or feelings about something coming up, physical sensations, changes in time, temperature, routine, maybe you work a different schedule, maybe you're going through something in the middle of something. Whatever it is, I'm here to take your mind off stuff and keep you company so you could fall asleep, which is a little bit different of a technique. I don't think it's actually a technique. I think it's a traditional type thing that kids get. It's a little bit different, I think, for grown-ups, though most of us are only grown up, officially grown up, according to the statistics. Statistically, I'm grown up. That's the only place I'm grown up. But, and the reason I make the show is like what I like to point out first. And right now I'm really in the middle of it, right? I'm recovering from something, so I can't sleep very well. And I'm really tired all the time. So I am like trying to sleep even more often than bedtime. And there's a lot of physical sensations along with the thoughts and the feelings. And so it's a drag, to be honest. And the reason I tell you that is because I know there's a lot of you out there that can relate to that in some way. And I share it to try to bring you comfort, like a shared sense of comfort that none of us are alone, as much as it can feel that way, because I've been dealing with this now for over a week. And it's going to be at least a few more weeks of this. And it's unpleasant. And I think the part that we share is that part. It's like, hey, I'd rather not have this, but I don't really have a choice in the matter kind of thing. And that's like something that's somewhat peculiar to bedtime and only for some of us and not everyone. And it might be different for you, right? Whatever brought you to this show, whether you're a regular listener or you're new and just checking it out, I'm glad you found this podcast and I hope it can help you. But even if it doesn't, I hope you leave with a sense that there's other people out there that really do get where you're coming from. Even if you're like, no, you can't relate to me, Scooter, Drew. I don't deal, like what I'm dealing with is pretty unique. I'd say, okay, I hear you. And I want to give you a reassurance that there's a lot of people listening right now around the world. And there's a pretty good chance that there's someone else out there listening right now, thinking fondly of you and hoping you get the rest you need and that can relate in some manner to whatever it is that you're dealing with. But they're also rooting for you because this podcast helps them. They're like a regular listener. They probably support the show on a regular basis. They're invested in this podcast and they're invested in the people that listen to it. And so, like, they're thinking of you, right? And thinking of you fondly. And so, I just want to tell you that because that's like an important part of this podcast and it's weird and it's indirect and I get it. But we share something here. And even if you're just like, well, I'd rather share at a distance. I say, that's fine. That fits right in with my style and the style of the show. But I am glad you're here. And I do hope the show can help you out. And I hope that one day, if you become a regular listener, you're in that place of rooting for people going through a tough time right now. So that's one of the things. But the other side of it is you deserve a bedtime where you could get the rest you need so life is more manageable and you could be out there flourishing, right? That if you get the rest you need on a regular basis, your day's going to be better tomorrow, your week's going to be better, your month's going to be better. Or like... Not and/or the show, but and/or yes and maybe this podcast can also make bedtime a little bit less full of dread, or at least some of the time be like, well, at least I got that podcast to listen to, and I know the podcaster will be there, old Scoots, to kind of keep me company. So I don't know, that kind of gives me a little bit of reassurance. And, I know he's going to be there to be my boar friend, my boar bae, my boar sib, my neighbor, my borbie. So, yeah, that's why I make the show. The way it works is I send my voice across to the deep, dark night. I use lulling, soothing, creaky dulcet tones, pointless meanders, and superfluous tangents. So I go off topic and I get mixed up. I forget what I was talking about. Then I kind of double back and I'm like, wait a second, what? And that's all. Some of it's natural. Like my voice is not traditionally soothing, but it's not bad. And my inability to get to the point, or the fact I get mixed up or I go off topic, it's intentional and organic together, I guess. And what else do you need to know? There's a couple things about the show that take some getting used to, right? And if you're new here, you might not be sure, right? Whatever brought you here, you might be wondering, is this podcast for me? I thought this was a sleep podcast. I was searching for something. I'm skeptical. I'm doubtful. I'm a little bit irritated. That's a normal way. That's how most people arrive at this show. And it does take 2 or 3 tries. That's on the advice of most people that regularly listen to the podcast and support it, to kind of get used to the show. So give it a few tries and see how it goes. And if you decide this podcast is not for you, because you have nothing to lose, right? Just give it a shot. If you already know, you say, no, I'm not giving it any more tries. Don't like the podcast. That's totally fine too. We have a website set up, sleepwithmepodcast.com/no thank you, where you can discover other sleepy stuff that'll help you fall asleep, other sleep podcasts. So just use that, but that kind of gives you free to say, hey, let me give this 3 tries and see what happens. And the reason for that is that most regular listeners, a couple of things that take some getting used to is, one, this is a podcast that you just kind of listen to, kind of like background noise, kind of like an out of focus picture, like a TV on in the other room, like a party way, way down the street, show streaming under a pillow, sand running through your fingers. It's something that's there that you could pay attention to, but you don't need to. And that's not kind of begging for your attention, or that's so interesting you're like, I can't not listen. So just give it a few tries and see what happens. But that's kind of one of the things that takes some getting used to, right? Is a podcast I don't listen to. But yeah, like a lot of people, they wake up the next day after the second or third. Oh, wait a second. Now I get it. He's serious when he's like, this podcast is always going nowhere, always never getting started. So just see how it goes. The other part that takes some getting used to is that this is a sleep podcast they've been making since 2013. Before this was a big thing, bedtime stories for adults and sleep podcasts. But this podcast, even though it's been around since then, it's not here to put you to sleep. I'm not here. There's no pressure to fall asleep with this show. There are people listening who can't sleep at all, or who need a break during the day or at night or in the middle of the night. So there's no pressure to sleep. Like, I'm here over an hour for a reason. So you don't have to think about when is the episode going to end. So just kind of see how it goes, because my job is to be here for you to listen to me or not listen to me. Just like you call a friend in the middle of the night, say, hey, talk to me about nothing. Okay, no problem. Because my job is to be a presence here. Your boar friend, your boar bay, your neighbor, your boar sib, your boar bud, your boar bee, your boarman, your Boris Borloff, your chairman of the boards, your best boar friend forever. To just hang out with you while you fall asleep, or while you get a little bit of break from that rigmarole, or like a little bit of an interruption. I could have really used this podcast last night because, I woke up at 4 and I could not get comfortable, and then I couldn't get back to sleep, and then I was, and I did not use the tools that I know I should have used, which is like getting out of bed, reading a book, putting on something to listen to, and it didn't work. Eventually it did, because I was just so tired, but so that's why I make this show, right? To be your friend, to say, hey, no worries, I'll be here to talk to you. You don't have to handle it. I'll handle it for you. We're not even going to handle anything here. I'm just going to talk and be here for you. And you could listen to me instead of thinking about the fact that you just can't get in the right position to sleep anymore. And, things are feeling uncomfortable and whatever. And then you have all thoughts that go with that. And so I'll just be here and hang out with you. That's what a boyfriend does. That's why I apply for that role of best boyfriend forever, or just the best boyfriend for right now. So just see how it goes. There's over 600 episodes ready to go. So you have like so many to choose from. And so what else do you need to know? The structure of the show. So the show's structured in a very specific way. And if you're new, it could be confusing. And this is the version of the podcast that benefits the maximum amount of people it can, but it is somewhat adjustable. So I'll give you the kind of adjustments and the whys here. So not the why, there's not much whys for me, W-I-S-E, but the W-H-Y-S, yeah. So the show starts off with a greeting. Friends beyond the binary, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Why? So you feel seen and welcomed in. And then they say something somewhat humor-like. You say, oh, okay, I think I understand the nature of the show. Doesn't sound too bad. I'll check it out. Then there's support, because most people will prefer a free version of the podcast because either they only are listening for a little while, or they're new, or that's just their preference, right? And so it needs listener support and sponsor support for us to be able to do that. If you prefer something without ads, you can get that at Sleep With Me Plus. But most people benefit from this free version of the show. If it was only a paid version, many, many, many less people would benefit from it. And that kind of goes against whatever, somewhat of the ethos of the show, or what I would have wanted last night, right? So, yeah, if you prefer something that free and you want to support the show back, that's the way to do it. Otherwise, yeah, we're here to try to help you. And then after the support, totally separate from the support, is the intro of the show. And the intro is like 15 to 30 minutes long, where I introduce what the podcast is. I follow a familiar structure, but I go off topic and I get mixed up, and I do a new intro almost every single time, or pretty much every time. And that's because whatever keeps me awake, it needs something familiar and reassuring, but also distracting. Like, for example, last night I didn't try anything other than trying to convince myself, hey, let's find a somewhat comfortable position to sleep in. And it didn't work, right? But what does work for me a lot of times is something familiar, something soothing, but something that, whatever it is that's keeping me awake, can't predict. So that's what the intro does. But the other reason the intro is like 15 to 20 minutes long is to ease you into bedtime, like to help you wind down, to put a sunset on the day or a buffer, versus just, hey, I'm going to put you to sleep right away. That never has really worked for me. And it's just nice. Like, so a lot of people are getting ready for bed. Some people are in bed getting comfortable, and most listeners are winding down or chilling out or doing some relaxing activity, even if it's doodling or looking out the window, because that's just what's been shown to work, and what works for me most of the time, not all the time. And it's kind of like a hang time. And if you prefer something without intros, we have another podcast, Bedtime Stories from Sleep With Me, in every podcast app. It's also listener ad supported, so you could get it wherever. Or if you support the show, you get a whole podcast of just story-only versions of all the episodes we make as they come out. But see how it goes at first, because the intro is kind of the hang time. And it's pretty popular for some people, but not everybody. That's why we've adjusted how we make the show and put out other versions. So that's the intro. Then after the intro will be some support, and then there'll be our State Fair, Great New York State Fair coverage. All told, be here about an hour to keep you company and take your mind off stuff so you can fall asleep. And I'm really glad you checked the show out if you're new or you're coming back. And I really want to help you fall asleep. Thanks again for coming by. And if this show does help you on a regular basis, and you want to help the show back so we can be here, we do count on you. If the show helps you, makes your life better on a regular basis, these are the ways you could do that. Thanks. Hey, everybody, this is Scoots, and if you're hearing this message and you're hearing it over and over again, it probably means you're a super listener, right? You're one of those people that listens every night. You listen more than one episode a night. You've listened for years, and maybe you already support the show on Sleep With Me Plus. If you do, you shouldn't be hearing these messages. It means you're listening to the ad-supported, listener-supported version of the show. And maybe you're a new supporter, or maybe you've never checked out our starter kit for supporters on Sleep With Me Plus. So if you're new, make sure, just go to sleepwithmepodcast.com/new plus. That's sleepwithmepodcast.com/new plus. And you'll find out all, and if you're curious about Sleep With Me Plus, you could check out the welcome pack for when people sign up to see all the amazing things you get. I mean, if you're a super listener, you don't want to miss out on the show, like all the amazing stuff we have on Sleep With Me Plus, particularly if you're already paying for it. Because, yeah, this ad-supported, listener-supported version of the podcast is amazing, but Sleep With Me Plus was built with super listeners in mind. People that fall asleep fast, people that listen all night long, people that listen every single night, people that have favorites, people that have particular, you say, well, I just have particular things I like about the show and some stuff I don't listen to, or some episodes I listen to over and over again. And this podcast has changed my life. You got to be listening to the Sleep With Me Plus content if that's you. So get over there, sleepwithmepodcast.com/new plus. It's a little bit confusing, but if it's worth it. You'll get all the information on the bonus content and lots of helpful stuff. So that's sleepwithmepodcast.com/new plus. Thanks, everybody. All right, everybody, Scoots here, and this episode of Sleep With Me is about the Great New York State Fair, and I'm not sure how it's going to turn out. I know we've done episodes about the Great New York State Fair before, but it's been a little while, and the Great New York State Fair is a big part of my childhood. I don't think I was ever a lad, but as someone who grew up in Syracuse, New York, it's kind of like a big part of growing up there for a lot of people, and a yearly tradition. I have not been in quite some time. I think since my daughter started middle school, maybe. So I think it's been at least 8 and 9 years since I've been there. And just because the school schedule changed, I think when she got to middle school and school would start before school started in California before the New York State Fair runs. Maybe I should do some facts, maybe a little Wikipedia about the New York State Fair, and then what I'm going to do is kind of look through. Talk about what I want to see when I'm there, the dates that I hopefully when I'm hearing this, I'll been to the Great New York State Fair, and then either the second half of this episode or a future episode will be me reviewing it or talking about it, or it'll just come up in the show naturally. Because the Great New York State Fair has been the setting most recently, parts of it in my mind, at least, to the fairgrounds, not the Great New York State Fair, but the Great New York State, the Great New York State Fairgrounds were part of the Butter episode. But let's see what we got here. What are the dates? Do we have a Wikipedia article about it? Most importantly, not coming up right away. Well, let's look up, let's just type in Wikipedia. Great New York State Fair Wikipedia, and just read through that article. I don't know, the way search has come up has changed on my phone. Here we go. So New York State Fair, also known as the Great New York State Fair, is a 13-day showcase of agriculture, entertainment, education, and technology with midway rides, concessionaires, exhibits and concerts have become New York's largest annual event and an end-of-summer tradition for hundreds of thousands of families. The first fair took place in Syracuse in 1841, and it took permanent residence there in 1890. It is the oldest and one of the largest state fairs in the United States, with over 1 million visitors annually. In 2024, 868,000 people went. Begins in August, runs for 13 days, ending on Labor Day. It's held in a 375-acre Empire Expo Center on the shores of Onondaga Lake in the town of Geddes on the border of Syracuse. The New York State Department of Agriculture and Markets owns 5 of the buildings and employs the workers. And in 1832, the New York State Agricultural Society was founded in Albany. Farmers, legislators, and others to promote agriculture. First state fair was held in 1841. 10 to 15,000 people attended. Second fair in Albany. Then between 1842 and 1889, it traveled between different cities. And then in 1890, they donated 100 acres to the Agriculture Society. And it became its permanent home. It stayed that way. And there's been a lot of different, we won't read through all the history of it because it's pretty long. So, yeah, let's go to the app now, and then I'll run through the app because, so it's when I'm recording, when you're hearing this will be 2025, I hope. But when I'm recording this, it is 2020. Oh, it's still 2020. Oh, no, it'll be 2026 when you're hearing this. 2025 when I'm recording in early August. And I still live in California, but I'm bringing my daughter to college, and after I bring her to college, I'm planning on going to the state fair. 13 days. So what is the first date? That's the first thing we need to establish so that we can know when we're going to go, right? 13 days prior. Well, let's see if we can find, no, buildings, cancel, schedule. Is that the first day, August 21st, 20th, 31st? No, that's definitely 23rd, 22nd, 21st, 20th, 31st. So I guess the 20th plus 13, opening day is August 20th. So let me take a look at what dates I may be able to go now. I think on the 21st is the first day I may be able to attend. Okay, August 21st, yeah. So anywhere 21st, 22nd, 23rd, 24th are the days I could try to go. Okay, so we'll skip the 20th since we know we can't go there. So 21st, first I'll run through the schedule. We'll see what looks good, and then we'll dig deeper and maybe compare days. Okay, so that's a Student Youth Day, an Agriculture Career Day. There's a classic Hunter and Jumper Classic Horse Show from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. That's at the Toyota Coliseum. Then we have Dairy Cattle Judging. That's at the Dairy Cattle Building, 9:15 a.m., 4-H. Then we have basketball. Okay, State Fair Sand Sculpture all day long. Sandman Matt. That's at the Center Progress Building. We're going to want to check that out. Okay, now we get into the shows. John the Mentalist, that's at 11 a.m. I wish this had a checkbox because I definitely want to check that out. But we'll see if John's performing multiple days or not. Rooster crowing competition, I'd like to see that. That's at the Poultry Building. Petting Zoo, that's open 11 and 9. Basketball, social dancing, Iroquois social dancing, that'd be nice to check out. Bird show, that's 11:45. 14, another dance show, Gotta Dance. Pigs, the Living Zulthar. Doesn't say what that is. That's outside the Dairy Products Building. So that interests me just by the name. Whoa, Taylor Dane. 1 p.m., there's Irish Dance, McDonald's School of Irish Dance. Taylor Dane is playing a concert at Chevy Court. I don't want to miss that. Blast from the past. Circus Hollywood. 2 p.m., Pop Pipes. Organist Nancy, Pop Pipes. I'd like to see that. I don't know what that means, but that sounds interesting. Stacy Lynn, Dave Wolver. Those are different musicians, I think. The Zoltar. John the Mentalist again. So a lot of chances to see those. More Iroquois social dancing, Circus Hollywood, Bird Show. What else? Okay, so there are different performers because I've seen different ones. Okay, so that looks good for August 31st. Okay, Friday. What do we got? Different things. Friday's Pride Day, New Americans Day, Family Fishing Day. So a couple different days covered. So let's see. We've got the Goat Bowl, the State 4-H Goat Bowl Trivia Contest. That's at the Goat Pavilion, 9 a.m. Wonder if they sell shirts. I'd like a shirt that says I was at the Goat Bowl. Okay, Pride Day flag raising, horse show, dressage, sand sculpture. John's performing again. The Mentalist, roosters, Family Fishing Day, Zulthar. Okay, here's this one. Okay, so this one has different things. Adirondack Mountain Cloggers are at the Grange Building, Friday, 1 p.m. I'd like to see that. Definitely. Youth Avian Bowl, barrel racing practice runs. I'd like to see that. Lily Rose at Chevy Courts and JP Shaggy. Okay, what else? Just Joe. Talent Showcase Preliminary Contest. Iroquois Social Dancing, Adirondack. So 2 chances to catch the Adirondack Mountain Cloggers. So that's Little Queen. That's 4:30 p.m. 4 on the floor. John the Mentalist again. Neon Trees, 6 p.m. There's a free concert. Lily Rose, Neon Trees, Taylor Dane. Now you're at the fair, right? Llama Costume Contest at the Goat, Llama, and Swine Barn, 6 p.m. These are things you don't want to miss. A llama costume contest. I'm going to say start taking screenshots and circle and stuff because it's like, we can't miss some of this stuff. Jesse Murph, Lady Gaga Tribute. That's at 9 p.m. Circus Hollywood, Iroquois Social Dancing. Okay, so let's review our first 2 days, right? Student Youth Day. We want to, specific stuff. I guess we could get John Stetson rooster crowing contest. Okay, obviously, right? And then we want to see this John Stetson is a living Zulthar. Okay. Taylor Dane. So we got a lot of pressure here. Don't want to miss out on, I'm sure there's undiscovered gems here too. Okay, let's check. Where's John Stetson again? Oh, the Widner's Pop Pipes. We want to see that. Some of the stuff, you could do a little jump, dive in and then Cheap. Whoa, I didn't even see this. Cheap Trick is also playing. Okay, so that is, all right, we got, so Friday. What do we want to get here in Friday? John Stetson already. Talent show. Rooster crowing. Yeah, 11 a.m. Living Zulthar. Cloggers. Okay, the Cloggers at 1 p.m. So I'm going to be on a tight schedule. And Lily Rose. Okay, what else we have in here? 4 on the floor. Neon Trees. Okay, let's move to Saturday. Make sure we have everything covered here. Everything on Saturday. Okay, Saturday. Wrestling, sand sculpture, goat fitting and showmanship. Barrel horse show. That's all day long. I wouldn't mind seeing that. I don't know what it is, but more rooster crowing. Organist Geraldine Speck, another organist. That's always good. And then Living Zulthar. Erie Canal Cloggers. So we got more than one set of cloggers, too. Circus Hollywood. Kids Bop, 1 p.m. Definitely want to see that, though. What will they cover? Something. Will they cover me? Probably not. Kids Bop. Okay, and then, organist Nancy Widner. What else we have here? JP Shaggy again. Caleb Dorr, Living Zulthar. Canines. Little Britches Open Dairy Cattle Show. John Stetson, Erie Canal Cloggers. Kick It Up. Cameron Marlowe. Circus Hollywood. The finals of the barrel horse racing. Okay, so that's interesting. Now we'll go to Sunday. It's probably our last day we can catch anything. Okay, we got the sand sculpture, pickleball demonstrations, talent show preliminaries, more rooster crowing. John Stetson, the rooster crowing is very available. Living Zulthar. Los Lonely Boys, 1 p.m. Wow. Edelweiss Schulplatters. I don't know what that is, but I think I need to see that. Edelweiss Schulplatters. SCHUHPLATTERS. So poetry reading at the Empire Theater at 2 p.m. What do we got here? Salt City Getaway. Living Zulthar. John Stetson and Living Zulthar are really getting women's roller derby at the Sports Activity Center, 3:30. That would be fun. Pretty much just going to be, and then Geraldine Speck, Iroquois Social Dancing, and Edelweiss Schulplatters all at 4 p.m. also. What else we have? More John. I wonder if I got to look up this Living Zulthar. Just Joe. Group Love. Okay. Oh, Buster Rhymes is playing at night. All right, so next up we have is the map. So the schedule doesn't have any details, so really? Okay, no, it doesn't. Find. Okay. That doesn't help. The schedule. We saw that. Okay, so we have two different, we have a satellite map and then a regular map. So the next thing to do, I guess, is imagine we're going in. Now, we usually go in a specific way, but it's changed a lot. Oh, boy, it's changed. Looks like the way we usually go in. Oh, it still looks like it's there. Let's take a look. We usually go in on the side here. Gate, whatever 12 is. If I hit it, it doesn't say. Yeah, I guess that's a gate. Gate 12. That's where the daily parade starts. And then, I guess there's nothing labeled on here on the satellite. So, yeah, when you go on Gate 12, on your left is Carousel of Progress. And that's a good building to not go into immediately, because if it's warm out, but you could go into it immediately. And then there's a restroom there. There's a place to get drinks. Then you go to the main gate. Then Chevy Court, where a lot of the performers are doing. And then a lot of the up and down the streets on Chevy Court, which is kind of like a parade ground. There'll be like the newscasters and stuff like that. So what we would do probably is, I guess the first thing... We'd probably go, okay, yeah, here's what I think we should do. Well, let's see. Let's think about our move here. I would say we might as well go through the Carousel Progress building now. So we'd go through Gate 12, we'd take a left, go through the Carousel Progress building, then walk through Chevy Court, kind of see what's going on. Then check out the Pan-African Village, and I don't know what this is. Art Daniela's. Is that a restaurant? And then once we come out of the Pan-African Village, we'd cross over past Chevy Court and go into the Dairy Products building. And then check out the butter sculpture and the rainbow milk bar. Then go to the aquarium in the Science and Industry building. And then would have to start to think about our next moves, right? Because I guess we're going to come back, so we might as well go deeper, go out of the Science and Industry Building into the Dairy Cattle Building. There's a New York State Lottery Pavilion. That's probably good for getting a stress ball or two. Sports Activity Center and the Toyota Coliseum, so we'd check the schedule for that. Then you could continue down. There's the goat, llama, and swine. There's a wagon. There's a carriage and agriculture stuff. There's the horse barns, the sheep, so you can see all the baby stuff. Then there's the where you could see go to the Iroquois social dancing and learn more about the Iroquois. Then there's the 4-H youth building there. There's a talent showcase stage. Then you're at the back of the fair, which is looks like that's there's some sort of racetrack back there. There's the 4-H arena and stable. FFA exhibit building. I don't know what that is. There's a family fun zone. Antique tractors, outdoor 4-H horse arenas, dairy, more dairy and cows and stuff. Then I think the back parking lot. But there's other stuff back here. Suburban Park. I don't know if that's where they have concerts. There's 4-H tents. And then there's the RV park. So maybe, I don't know, that might be what they changed around when they changed stuff. So we'll come back down. Oh, they have the Skyliner ride. So I don't know if we'd ride that yet. It might be nice. And then take a break. There's also the Family Fun Zone. There's the Exposition Center, Voice of the Farmer, Sheep Tents, Restaurant Row. So that's where you'd go to eat. One of the places you'd eat, actually. So the Restaurant Row would be one place to eat, but then there's also the Taste of New York building, which is good, which is towards the front again. So you'd go to the State Park thing. There's memorials in the Taste of New York marketplace. And there's the historic train exhibit. I'd take my nephew there. There's also, or used to be, model trains somewhere. So I'd have to look that up. But yeah, there is like some sort of people, like a Skyline ride, which would be good to go over the fair. Exposition Center. So yeah, I guess what I'll do next is either come back with a full review of the fair or see what else I can learn more. Because not finding anything else in here that's really helpful. Buildings and exhibits. Wait a second. Oh, no, that just zooms in on them. Find buildings and exhibits. There's a special train stop during the fair. Twin Trees. These are all places. Yeah, Pizza Free. That's a famous place to eat. Different pubs. I Love New York exhibit. 54 Central. There's a dog show. Historic trains. The Midway, Suburban Park, that's where there's outdoor concerts, the Family Fun Zone, Kitty Midway, 4-H, FFA, Future Farmers of America, that's what that is. The Iroquois Village has archery, crafts, food, music, and dance. And the goat llama, we got to get to that goat llama dress-up show. I wonder if they dress up llamas as people or people as llamas. Chevy Corporville. If you drink, you could get wine slushies. Those are popular. Okay, butter sculpture, cheese in the milk bar. That's at the Dairy Products building. There's another place called the Eatery that has other places to eat. Broadway Skyliner, horticulture building. Oh, there's a Maple Center in there. And also, we got to find that sand sculpture. I think that's in the Carousel Progress. Or Center Progress. Carousel Progress in Disney World. Center Progress. Taste in New York Marketplace. Chevy Court. I guess that's a good start for the fair. And then future scoots for me, but past scoots for you. We'll give some sort of rundown, or maybe not Ray. Maybe Ray could have his own thing, because hopefully Ray gets to the fair with me. But yeah, that's a little getting ready for the fair. Thanks, everybody. Everybody, Scoots here. This is, I haven't been to the New York State Fair yet, but I'm doing another segment. And then maybe we'll do a postcap because I found on the, mobile websites and apps are always different, but I didn't really get all the information I wanted out of the app. So what I did was I went to the website, and you're able to make your own itineraries. And so I made an itinerary, I think I'm going to get a frequent fair pass because there's quite a few days I could go for a little while. So I was doing a rough sketch. Then there's a lot of performers and stuff I didn't know more. I'd like to know more about from the website. So, I made a rough schedule of stuff I wanted to see. So let's just dig in more, and then we'll see what the future holds, right? Okay, so the first time I can go is in the afternoon to the evening one day. So I was like, what does the schedule look like for that? And I guess since this is coming out after, this is the first day of the fair. And it's a good thing I checked because it looks like the night show is only that night, or I didn't see it any other nights. So here's the things I put down, and then we'll go back and we'll go through my itineraries, and then we'll dig deeper. How about that? So the things that caught my eye were a 24-hour dairy goat milk production contest. That's all the details I had. That's kind of all the details I need to at least check that out. That's at the Goat Pavilion. And probably you say, Scoots, where'd you spend the most time? Llama Pavilion, Goat Pavilion. I don't know what that is, but it just sounds interesting. I mean, the goats might say, we want to go to bed, man. So, yeah, I think you're only part of the process, hopefully. Okay, then there's a circus. That's at 6 p.m., but it's 24 hours. So if it starts at 6 p.m., that would be exciting. Because anytime a 24-hour contest starts or concludes, that's exciting. I happened to be, I wasn't there, I was there close to the start, and I think I got made into a documentary. I think it was in San Diego, but I went in someone else, where people were riding a roller coaster for 24 hours or attempting to. And we just happened to be there that day. Anyway, so that's at 6 p.m. Then 7 p.m., there's Circus Hollywood of one of the two circuses that seems to be performing there. It's at the Family Fun Zone, 7 p.m. Then I don't know anything more about this other than the title, Showtime, the Band. That's at 7:30 p.m. That's at the Suds Factory Courtside Grill. Then 8 p.m., I was trying to find something to do because I want to stay for the drone show, right? That's at 9:30 p.m. So I saw Nate Smith. I don't know who Nate Smith is, but I think they're famous. So I said, maybe we'll see Nate Smith. So that's that day. The rest of them I filled out full days, even though I know I won't be there. But okay, so the next day would be the next day, Thursday the 21st. They have mini golf all day at the state park at the fair. There's this, I don't know what it is, but it sounds interesting. CNY Gladiotus show. I don't know what that is, but I said, interesting. Build a bluebird house or bee pollinator. That's all day long. I'd like to do that. State Fair sand sculpture by Sandman Matt Long all day. There's a presentation from Fort Ontario, which is important to me because that's in Oswego. Then there's American Chestnut Tree Science Fair projects. I thought I'd check that out. Then there's some recurring things that we want to knock off our list. Very important. John Stetson, the Mentalist, the rooster crowing competition. There's a Wheels of Agriculture game show featuring Trivia Tractor. At first, this didn't catch my attention, but the idea that's featuring Trivia Tractor, is that a tractor, like a sentient tractor that does trivia? I said, okay, wait a second. Then there's Paul Bunyan Lumberjack Show, Living Zoltar. So all those are kind of recurring things that I all want to see at some point. Okay, the other thing, though, we got to make sure we cover is, I'll give out my highlighter. How about that? Let's do highlighting one-time stuff in red. Okay, then there's the Tiki Shack. I don't know if that's like a tiki band because it's listed as its own thing, right? So I said, oh, I like tiki music. Goat Knowledge Olympics Contest. Okay, that's at 1 p.m. But also at 1 p.m. is the Island Hoppers Steel Drum Band. I love steel drums. And also at 1 p.m. is Taylor Dane. And I think the Pan-African Village is near Chevy Court. So I'd try to see both of those. Like maybe go to the Island Hoppers Steel Drum Band and then go to Taylor Dane. Because I think, no offense to Taylor Dane, I don't know a lot of Taylor Dane songs. So I probably want to be there for the last song in the encore. Then the other circus I want to see is called the Stilt Circus. And then we have a couple organ shows that I want to see at some point. Organist Nancy Wildner's Pop Pipes, Living Zoltar, and John Stetson, the Mentalist. So I guess I was planning on leaving that day in the afternoon. Oh, no, I have more. Paul Bunyan Lumberjack Show, Circus Hollywood, Iroquois Social Dancing. That sounds interesting. That's recurring. Cheap Trick. So, I mean, dropping by for a little bit of Cheap Tricks, always a good idea. And then Stilt Circus. Okay, Friday, we've got State Fair Science Project's chemistry demos. I mean, that could be handy for the podcast. Build a bluebird house or a bee pollinator. That is on my must-do one of those days. Especially to have, like, any nieces or nephews with me. Rooster crowing competition. That's multiple times, but I'd like to do that. Oh, but I just used the wrong color for that. Okay, so undo. Oh, Amber Skies Drag Us to the Fair. That's a drag show. That's at noon. Empire Theater. So that's indoors, too. Oh, wow. I didn't even think about that. Rainy day activities. Family Fishing Day. Then, this one I definitely want to see at least once that day. Adirondack Mountain Cloggers. That'll help me with the clomps. And there's something I'd seen in the parade. I said, I didn't know there was modern cloggers, but there's 2 different clogging shows at the fair. And that's the one performing that day. Lily Rose, wouldn't mind stopping by, see a couple songs from Lily Rose. Then the talent showcase, the Maxi preliminary contest, that could be good. The Syracuse Gay and Lesbian Chorus Concert, that's also indoors at the Empire Theater. I'd like to see that. That's at 3 p.m. Then this one is just interesting titled, The Heat Squad, 4 p.m. So I said, wait a second, The Heat Squad, that's got my attention, you know. The rest of them are repeats, Adirondack Mountain Cloggers, John Stetson, Living Zoltar, Paul Bunyan Lumberjack Show. Neon Trees is at 6 p.m. Oh, and then this is a must-do. Back to llama costume contest is at, whoops, I lost everything there. That's okay. So that's an important one. Let's make sure we get that one down. 6 p.m. Friday. What are you doing Friday night? Going to a llama costume contest. Do you dress as llamas? Do llamas dress as people or what? I don't know. I'm going, though. So you going as a llama? I guess I could go as a llama in a costume, right? That'd be very sleep with me. Then there's the Lady Gaga tribute. That's at 9 p.m., though. Okay, then we have Saturday. All day Saturday is barrel racing. So I said, okay, I wouldn't mind checking that out. Wrestling, it doesn't say anything more about it. So I don't know what type of wrestling that is, like for entertainment or sport, you know. Then Science Fair Project's Digital Eyes. I said, oh, that sounds interesting. That's like, I don't know what it means, but I wouldn't mind popping by. There's a Rose Society show at 10 a.m. Talent showcase, organist Geraldine Speck. Oh, here's the other cloggers. Erie Canal Cloggers. That's on Saturday. Oh, boy, but at the same time as Kids Bop. I wonder if they're not near each other. But the Erie Canal Cloggers also play at 5 p.m. But yeah, I definitely want to see Kids Bop. At least a couple. So, I mean, because Kids Bop, the good thing is you know all the songs. You know you're going to know all the songs. A Wamba African Drumming and Dance, that's at 2 p.m. Nancy Widener's Pop Pipes, that's also at 2 p.m. And then the barrel racing finals. That's Saturday. Okay, Sunday. All day, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. is New York State Park's Black History at Historic Sites. And I definitely want to see that. Then also they have some Herkimer Home Historic Site where fiber working. So that'd be cool to have presentations and then some reenactment of fiber working or whatever. More talent showcase, rooster crowing competition, Los Lonely Boys. Oh, these Edelweiss show platters. So we got to figure out who they are. Cora Thomas Gospel Sunday. That's all day, though, 2 to 8 p.m. Not all day, but all evening. Edelweiss show platters. Organist Geraldine Speck. Edelweiss show platters. Faded Vinyl. And then capping off the night, Busta Rhymes. Okay, so that's a sketch of my things. But let's go to the website, and hopefully we can get the non-mobile website. We'll see, though. Okay, New York State Fair. Okay, so this did work. Okay, so let's dig into some of these things that we don't know. Okay, the Gladodius show or whatever. Huh, no details at all. Okay, let's see if we search it, though. Okay, just give me a second. I'm trying to get us all the information we need. I don't know what that word even means. These are popular flowers for Chinese New Year celebration in the Lunar New Year. So, okay, it's a flower show. Okay, that's helpful. And I'll make sure there's not different. Central New York, gladiolus. And they look familiar. Okay, that makes sense. All right, cool. So there's one thing solved, right? One mystery solved. Storybook Blooms, artistic flower design show, Ice Age Experience. I don't know if that's the movie Ice Age or doesn't say. Frozen Wonders of the Past. Is that a ticketed thing? It's at the Expo Center. I don't know if it costs extra money or not. Step into a breathtaking journey through time. Immersive exhibit, life-size animatronics. Okay, count me in. That runs all day from 10 a.m. Doesn't say if it has a separate admission, but that sounds cool. I'm going to that for sure. Okay. Okay, what else do we need to know? New York State Parks shows. We'll check that. See if we can get any info on the sand sculpture any more than we need. Oh, boy, actually, I hit the wrong thing. Since 2001, Sandman Matt has been making the sculptures around the world for every event. And that'll be in the Center Progress building each day. Sculpture itself will be worked on from the 20th to the 24th and completed deadline 25th. Okay, don't be late, Matt. New York State Park historic sites. It doesn't say anything about that. Okay, Ice Age Experience, we now know. Okay. Build a Bluebird House. I think these ones don't have a lot of detail, so talent showcase. Let's see if any... they must be adding new stuff. There's a gymnastics show. Well, let's find out if this says anything about Trivia Tractor. John Stetson. Iroquois Social Dancing. Paul Bunyan Lumberjack Show. There's new stuff. Hay bale throwing competition. Oh, I guess because this was the day I didn't think I could go in the morning, so that's why. Oh, wow, because K-pop, a tribute to ABBA, 1 p.m. But yeah, I won't be able to come until the afternoon, so let's just try to get ahead of ourselves. Okay, we got, when it happened in the afternoon. What? Oh, 24-hour goat production contest. Whoa. Holy moly. I didn't see this. George Clinton and Parliament Funkadelic are playing. I did not see that on my other schedule. So these must be, they're still booking stuff. Time tracks. I don't know what that is either. Let's look that up. 10-2. Oh, Showtime the band. Let's find out about them. Can't believe Funkadelic's going to be there. Mountain River Traveler. Mountain River Traveler doesn't say any more about that. Okay, let's see. Showtime the band. I don't have any information about them. That's okay. It's a Showtime rooster crowing competition. It's always at 11. The roosters have got to be like, yo, we're used to doing it in the morning. Come on. Okay, Wheels of Agriculture game show is a fun-filled interactive experience. Celebrates agriculture, engaging stage show. Complementing this, the Trivia Tractor is a lively mobile game show with audience participation, giant foam dice, and prizes. And it's it could pop up anywhere at the fair to deliver dice-driven questions about local farming in an unpredictable way. Sounds cool. Okay. Let's keep an eye out for that, right? John Stetson, the mentalist. Mind reading has never been this much more fun. From the CBS, the real-life inspiration behind the CBS TV show, The Mentalist. I love that kind of stuff, so that's going to be cool. Okay, the Iroquois social direction is Iroquois social dance under the direction of Chief Chatner, traditional dancers from Tonawanda Senecas, Allegheny Senecas, the Cattaraugus Senecas, the Cayugas, the Onondagas, the Tuscarora, Oneidas, the Mohawks from near Messina. At creation, we believe the world was covered with water, and the Great Spirit called on the turtle to rise. Other water animals brought dirt from the bottom of the sea to place on the back of the great turtle, forming the earth we know today. These seasonal and social dances still form the basis of our ancient culture. So definitely check that out. Paul Bunyan Lumberjack Show. Experience the thrill. Expert lumberjacks do stuff. Log rolling. Action-packed, family-friendly performance. Celebrating rugged spirit of lumberjacks. Cool. Okay. That's not far from the poultry barn, it says. Okay, hay bale throwing. That doesn't have anything. Serena's Touch, it doesn't. That's a performer. 24-hour goat contest, it doesn't have any info. George Clinton and Parliament Funkadelic. How did I not see this? A free concert. Free. Legendary funk musician George Clinton and Parliament Funkadelic will appear live at Chevy Court Wednesday, 6 p.m. Wow. That's amazing. I don't know if I can get there for that, but I will try. Time tracks, 10-2. Those are just bands, I guess. They don't have anything about them. Okay, so where do we last leave off? We're trying to get more info. Oh, who's Nate Smith? We're going to get more info about Nate Smith. I don't know if that's someone, maybe that's someone that's famous, you know. The drone show. What else we need to know more about? We want to find out more about those other shows. Okay. Gotta Dance. This is the day we can't. No, it's Thursday. We can go for that. K-pop, it says. Oh, but it doesn't say any more about it. Okay. It's amazing that they keep adding more and more stuff. It's great news. Island Hopper Steel Drum Band. Taylor Dane. Let's see what Taylor Dane's. We'll read Taylor Dane's bio. Okay, Stilt Circus. We want to find more about that. Culinary competition. Canned Food Day. That could be interesting. Stacy Lynn. These are a lot of performers. Oh, the Living Zoltar. We want to. That's like we want to find out more about that for sure, or read the bio for that. Pakistani community of Central New York. What else we got? Tiki Shack. Let's see what, I guess we could hit the Tiki Shack to see what it says about that. Okay, anything else on Thursday? Wayne Tucker, TIP. These are, I think, all just performances, and they don't have any bios of everybody. Let's see what Cheap Tricks, if they have a bio. Stilt Circus, other dance shows. Guarding Violet, is that a famous band? No, I think the big band that night is AJR. Okay, let's go on to the next day and just see what other bios we want to look up. We got the sand sculpture. And I think the biggest one is that llama. I mean, the one can't miss thing is the llama costume contest. So I have to build my entire trip because I'll be right after I drop my daughter off at college that I'll be free. But it's not the same day as the llama contest. So, okay, what else do we have here? Stilt Circus, culinary competitions, fake cake day, vendor special. So if you want to save some money, Just Joe, that's a good name for a band. It doesn't have more about it, but Just Joe. Okay, Circus Hollywood. Do we check a bio for them? Let's see. I don't know. Broadway Cabaret. It's at 4 p.m. at the Empire Theater. Oh, the Heat Squad. Let's just double check that they don't have a bio. But none of the smaller bands have bios. Adirondack Mountain Cloggers. Let's check. They don't have a bio. And anything else here? This is serious sleep podcast stuff. I'm actually getting sleepy myself. And I've been taking a lot of naps. Llama costume contest. That's Friday night. Most important thing on my... This is Scoots. What did you miss? Well, I missed that. I'm sorry I did. Okay, we'll move on to Saturday. Just checking any more and stuff that's been added since the last check. Organist Geraldine Speck. I don't know. Let's just see, just in case there's a... Serena's Touch is playing again. Oh, Erie Canal Cloggers. Let's see if they have a bio. Oh, yeah, let's check the bio. Let's see if Kids Bop has a bio, of course. And anything else in here? Okay, I don't want to use up all our time without going through some of these bios. We opened up a tab for the Heat Squad. I hope the Heat Squad has one. Let's see. Oh, they don't have they have one that's called the Headliner, 7 p.m. I don't know if there's a band called Headliner or that's just like they're holding the spot. Okay, and then Sunday, let's do a quick run through Sunday. Sunday, on the weekend, that's when I want to cover anything I missed. These ones that you could do a lot of repetition. Los Lonely, 808 Show Platters. We'll even look them up. I think that was the last one, though. 808 Show Platters, just because it's the way it sounds. Is anything else? Roller Derby. Okay, that's also on Sunday only. I'd like to check that out. That's entertaining. Okay. So we got some decent things that we need to do here. I guess I have to replan my, there's Busta Rhymes. Okay, so Roller Derby, that's Saturday night, 3:30 to 6. Nate Smith is famous. Nate Smith is set up to light it up, 8 p.m. Academy of Country Music's Male Artist of the Year. So, big deal, Nate Smith. So that's something to check out. Okay, what about 808 Show Platters? No bio. But what we'll do is Google it. Of course, it's, and I'm not running with two hands right now, so that's why it's even more delayed than normal. Okay, these are dancers, German-Austrian folk dance from Utica. So that's cool. So that'll be good. That'll be good to check out. I'm looking forward to it. Do they have an Instagram or anything? Oh, there's more than one group, too, but this is the Utica group, I believe. Oh, yeah, and they probably have some good music, too. Nice. All right, I'll check that out. The drone show. That's only Wednesday, the opening night. So that's kind of key. Here's Kids Bop Live bio, certified bop tour. Don't miss your chance to see Kids Bop live in the afternoon. Aaliyah, Cliff, Shyla, Maddie, and together the family-friendly group will captivate. Since launched in 2001. But yeah, they're going to be doing, they said they're doing a little Tate McRae here, it says. So, yeah, Kids Bop. Too bad I can't go to with my daughter. Okay, Taylor Dane, with a career spanning 3 decades in chart-topping hit singles, global pop icon Taylor Dane is performing Thursday at 1 p.m. Multiple genres, pop, dance, R&B, adult contemporary, and rock. Tell It to My Heart and Love Will Lead You Back. Taylor Dane has crossover popularity. Debut single Tell It to My Heart was an overnight sensation. 17 top 20 singles. Love Will Lead You Back. I'll always love you. So definitely checking that out. Stilt Circus does not have bio. Oh, no, it does. It has a bio. The Wonder of Stilt Circus, talented performances on stilts. Shows daily at 1:15 and 6 p.m. So great every day. You can check the Stilt Circus. There's a living Zoltar, inspired by a blockbuster movie Big. It's a unique attraction since 2009. Robert Nash, magician, actor, comic, has gone around. That sounds really cool. And that's a limited engagement. It's only the first 6 days. Tiki Shack is a band, it looks like. This is a lively Hut on Wheels. So it's kind of like a traveling one-person band, it looks like. Cool. Cheap Trick, they have a long bio. Longest bio I've seen. They're there for dreams, man. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame group Cheap Trick will be Thursday, 6 p.m. Founded in 1974 with I Want You to Want Me. Surrender. What else we got? They had a famous live show and a couple other really famous albums. This one you do have to pay to get into. I don't know how they're going to do that because it's at Chevy Chord. All concerts included in the price of admission. Because the fare only costs $8. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, Erie Canal Cloggers, they do not have a bio. Organist Geraldine Speck. My love for music began listening to Mitch Miller, Ray Conniff, Keely Smith, and Louis Prima and Louis Armstrong. And then Lionel Hampton on the xylophone. And I also have a love of theater. So that's another one I would check out. Organist Geraldine Speck. Circus Hollywood, 4 generation of circus performers. Okay, that's a must-see, obviously. The Heat Squad does not have a bio. They're playing Friday and Saturday at 4 p.m. Adirondack Mountain Cloggers. They're only on Friday, 1 and 4 p.m. Llama Costume Contest, Friday at 6 p.m. So, yeah, I think that's it. It's a pretty ambitious schedule, but I thought I'd do work on what I want to do even more. And then maybe do another episode here next month or a month or two from now where I review what I saw. Maybe Ray will do that episode. Who knows? Ray's Day at the fair? I don't know. So thanks so much for listening, and good night, everybody. Thanks. Hey, everybody, this is Scoots. This is a message that is for Sleep With Me Plus supporters. But so if you're here, you may be hearing this and you don't support the show, you could support it right now. By the end of the year, you'll get access to tons of great things, and you'll save 20% off your first 3 months. But I just want to make sure that I'm getting this out there everywhere for the people that support the show that know how powerful it is supporting the show back and how powerful it's going to be next year, making that choice. to support the podcast and put you to sleep. And I know, first, like, I recommend listening to the Sleep With Me Plus feeds versus this ad-supported feed. So get that set up. Make sure to go to sleepwithmepodcast.com/ what is it, New Plus or Plus New? Let me look it up. New Plus to get your welcome guide if you're a new supporter on Sleep With Me Plus. If you're new to Sleep With Me and just happen to be listening to this, just go to sleepwithmepodcast.com/new and you'll get the new listener guide and everything like that. And yeah, thank you so much. I could not do it without all you. Sleep well and good night. Hey, everybody, this is Scoots, and thank you so much for supporting the show this year, being a part of the show. I wanted to cover a couple of things really quick in this audio message. One is we're working on a welcome packet for Sleep With Me Plus members. So if you have a chance to comment, you'll be getting a message about it in the community feature on Supercast. But I'd love to know what you wish was included in a welcome packet. Just a general, like, 1 or 2 page overview or with a link to 1 or 2 videos as a welcome packet when you sign up for Sleep With Me Plus. And 2 is it's the end of the year here, and we're still running the sale up until today's the 30th, so I'll probably post this. So if you're hearing this, this is probably your last day. You get 12 months off or 20% off 12 months if you upgrade from Boar Bud to Boar Friends or Boar Besties, or from Boar Friends to Boar Besties. You can do that using the link, or you could just log into your account, go to the upper right side to the circle icon and go to manage your account and get 20% off. And let me look here at where we're at, because we had a goal here and we weren't far off. We're 12 Boar Besties away from being 12 upgrades of people becoming Boar Besties or new people becoming Boar Besties from paying for a new concierge feed. And then we'll figure that out, because if you're a Boar Bestie, you already have a podcast full of only TNG and Trek episodes, and a podcast only full of Bake Off episodes, and we'll vote on that. And then Boar Friends, we're only 30 Boar Friends away from Boar Friends getting that all bake-off feed. So ideally, those two things will launch at the same time. So if you're a Boar Bud and you're thinking about checking out Boar Friends, you say, okay, not only do I get the all intros and the all night episodes when I become a Boar Friend, but I'll get a feed with all the bake-off stuff organized too. 30 people do that. We'll be in great shape. And what I say, 12 people become Boar Besties. But either way, I'll be here, and I'm trying to really work on 2026 being a year with more delight and joy in Sleep With Me. And for a little while, I kind of pulled back from directly, I don't know. It's been a couple of years with the show, and we haven't done it as many live streams. Part of that's just based on, people's behavior, supporters' behavior. But part of it is also, I guess I needed to just focus on keeping the show going, making the show. And this year, I'm just going to let things happen as far as, do my best to keep people trying to support the show. But I do want to, spend a lot of time the past 2 years focused on that and making sure, the sustainability of the podcast versus the joy and the delight of the podcast. So 2026 is going to be the year of sleepy joy and delight, as well as putting out, again, like we kind of put out the past 2 years, we put out the most episodes we have in a long, long time, the most new episodes, the most variety of new episodes. So, yeah. And then also, let me know what you think about Last Christmas, because we have a lot of episodes recorded, and it's becoming its kind of own thing. Or if you haven't listened to it yet, because that was the second episode I recorded, and I have no idea. It's kind of hard because I'm recording it, but we probably have 1, 2, 3, 4 3 or 4 more episodes recorded so we can put them out next year or the year after. But thanks so much. This show really wouldn't exist without people like you supporting it back. I can't tell you how grateful I am and how grateful other people are. You know, I've been saying it on the show, and as I learn more and more about how people listen to the show, somebody does have to support the show for all the people that benefit from it. And you chose to support the podcast back. It might have been for the bonus content. It might have been for you. It might have been for other people. It might have been all of those things. It might have been because you know all the work that goes into the show. It might have been because the podcast enables you to do so many great things in your life, or you just like it, or it's just how you do things. But the result is that so many other people benefit other than you. Again, the podcast has crossed a couple thresholds or decision where it's like, I don't want to make this show just for the benefit of a small number of people that are willing to support it back. Though sometimes I get, strong feelings and I say, man, but it's like by you supporting the show, a lot of other people benefit for whatever reason. They either can't support the show, they choose not to, or they're just not paying attention, or they're like, one day, or it doesn't really matter. I think apathy and the effectiveness of the show are really the 2 biggest challenges. But you got past those hurdles. So thank you. On behalf of me, the team of people that work on the show, we all love making this podcast, but also, I don't know, everybody else out there that benefits from the show. Thank you so much. The show would not exist without you, so thanks.